Well, Zechariah continues to share his prophecies that the Lord has given him here as we look at the end of Zechariah in chapters 8 through 14. Now remember, as we've been looking at, the Jews have returned from exile. They are rebuilding Jerusalem and Judah, and their hope is very low. As they're trying to rebuild all that, their hope is low. But God gives his people hope through the prophet Zechariah, that they will receive justice, that they will receive salvation. And so let me read to you from the last chapter in this book, in Zechariah chapter 14, verse 1 through 5. Zechariah 14, beginning in verse 1, "Look, a day belonging to the Lord is coming, when the plunder taken from you will be divided in your presence. I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem for battle. The city will be captured, the houses looted, and the women raped. Half the city will go into exile, but the rest of the people will not be removed from the city. Then the Lord will go out to fight against those nations as he fights on a day of battle. On that day, his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, which faces Jerusalem on the east. The Mount of Olives will be split in half from east to west, forming a huge valley, so that half the mountain will move to the north and half to the south. You will flee by my mountain valley, for the valley of your mountains will extend to Azel. You will flee as you fled from the earthquake in the days of King Uzziah of Judah. Then the Lord my God will come, and all the holy ones with him." And so during the exile, they felt abandoned as they come back from exile. There's the joy in returning to the land, but it's hardship. They faced oppression, they faced opposition, and it was tough. And so Zechariah looks to a time in the future where the nations will again surround Jerusalem. But this time it'll be different. This time the Lord will come, and he will personally come and defeat the enemies that have surrounded Jerusalem. And this is describing the second coming of Jesus Christ that we read about in Revelation chapter 19. And so as bad as things get, there's a hope in the future because Jesus Christ returns. And the question that we need to ask ourselves, are we ready for Jesus to return? Are we ready for the return of the King?